So firmware 3.1.5 just dropped for the Sony WH-1000XM6, and what's interesting is that this update adds GMAP support, GMAP, which is actually Bluetooth LE Audio's gaming profile. It does two things. First, when you're playing games on supported devices, the Mark 6 can now switch into lower latency mode, so Bluetooth lag is reduced even more. Very important for FPS games, right? And second, you can now use the microphones for voice chat without the sound quality of the game audio getting destroyed. But do note that not all devices support GMAP, even if they do support LE audio. So to ensure that you do get to use GMAP on whichever device you want to, you will need a dongle like the Creative BTW6, which you can simply plug in over USB. That is, if you do need quality voice chat and low latency audio for gaming. Now, if you want to get the dongle, I've got a link to it in the pinned comment below. Click here for Shopee. Aside from that, the update note says that other functions have been improved. So we're going to see if this new update has any impact on the Mark 6's performance, such as its mic pickup, noise cancelling, and sound quality. So buckle up and get subscribed to keep track with me if future updates change anything about the Mark 6 headphones performance. In terms of microphone quality, now there doesn't seem to be a difference, but maybe, just maybe, voice filtering is a little cleaner in noisy conditions when I was testing it over 3.1.5, but it's such a small difference that I could barely tell if there was indeed any difference. This was tested in both quiet and noisy conditions using really loud cafe noise and wind noise from this fan. I'm now making a phone call in a quiet place using the Sony WH-1000XM6 running firmware 3.1.5. I'm now making a phone call in a quiet place using the Sony WH-1000XM6 running firmware 3.0.0. I'm now making a phone call in a noisy and windy place using the Sony WH-1000XM6 running firmware 3.1.5. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. I'm now making a phone call in a noisy, windy place using the Sony WH-1000XM6 running firmware 3.0. As for active noise cancelling, it doesn't seem like a huge difference, but from this frequency sweep compared to the previous firmware 3.0.0, cancelling under 150 Hz seems a bit weaker, but the cancelling of mid-range noises does seem to be improved a bit more. So if you listen to the following samples that I've recorded, it seems like there is a bit more silence from them on the new firmware. Now, if you want to compare their active noise cancelling and call quality to other products, for just $1 per month or more, you can access my secret weapon, my personal database, which lets you compare their samples A to B directly. Hundreds of people have joined up because this saves you so much time, being able to just cut through all the marketing and compare the products yourself without visiting a store. Most stores don't even let you try the products due to hygiene reasons. So join now on YouTube or Patreon through the links below. As for its transparency mode, there doesn't seem to be a huge change, except that there seems to be a bit more pass-through in the sub-bass region, according to these frequency sweeps. But from what I'm hearing, its transparency seems to sound just as clear and just as natural as before the update. In terms of sound quality, frequency sweeps show that there aren't any significant differences, except for perhaps some boosting in the lower mid-range that could shift the timbre in vocals to sound a bit fuller than before the update. Apart from that, as far as I can hear, not much difference versus the previous firmware. I've recorded some sound samples comparing both firmwares. Have a listen and let me know in the comments if you can spot the difference. To compare their sound quality to other headphones and earbuds, go to loudandwireless.com/sound samples. So that's how the Sony Mark 6 on firmware 3.1.5 compares to 3.0.0. Let me know, guys, if you've also spotted any difference not mentioned in this video. And if you want to keep track with me of any new future possible changes made to the Mark 6 through firmware updates, get subscribed and tap the bell button to stay notified.